welcome to my channel, Bow and Arrow Tarot. Today we're going to get right into the weekly reading for the sign of Sagittarius. Alright, my fellow Sagittarius, let's get right into it. My regulars know I am a Sagittarius, so I love to do this weekly reading all the time. Alright guys, so let's just pull out your romance angel messages. We're going to get right into it. If you want to see your other readings for the month or for the year, they're all listed at the top of the description. And they'll also be linked at the end of the video. Alright guys. Oops. Let's see what your angels have to say to you for the week. You have wedding. Some of you are going to a wedding. Separation, Sagittarius. And you have forgiving and learning. Wow. All right, forgiving and learning came out for Scorpio also. And I think it came out earlier for one of the other signs a while back. So it's been coming out for some of the readings multiple times. Let's get your animal spirits out. We won't know more about this until we get into further of your spread. Now, animal spirits can indicate energy available to you now that's, starting to, either develop inside of you, come to you. We develop as people and we end up tapping into all kinds of energies as we go through our lives. They can also sometimes indicate characteristics or personalities of people you're dealing with or stages in your life you're coming into. So it's always good to take a look at your animal spirit for a particular period of time. So let's just see. And of course, some of you may have an animal spirit that you resonate with as your life spirit, and that's fine. These are just animal spirits that are that could be temporarily coming into your life. So just take it as it resonates. We have the shark. Wow, water energy. We have the swan. Beautiful energy, talking about refined beauty. And we have the elephant. Well, the elephant is one that comes out a lot for you, Sagittarius. I'm not going to lie. It's very strong. And you tend to have strong animal spirits. It's interesting. But let's get right into it. The shark. The shark talks about, this is, of course, a water elemental. And the shark talks about when we have certain feelings, right, that are just our true feelings, rather, right, that we sort of don't allow to come out, right? These feelings, perhaps we suppress them for some reason, perhaps out of fear, or perhaps the situation just doesn't allow us to express ourselves the way we really want to. But these feelings are always lurking beneath the surface, and so they act in this way, this shark energy of something that really, if you don't pay attention to it, just like in the wild, if you don't pay attention to the shark, that's the danger, right? You have to face it head on, right? And they can very much be like a dangerous energy that begins to sort of develop because those feelings aren't being allowed to be communicated, right? And so ultimately they're going to come out. And when they come out without you being in control of them, that's when a lot of havoc can be caused, right? So shark energy is at a time in our lives, certainly when we feel like enough is enough. It's time to sort of let these feelings come out because they're really sort of now beginning to fester. They're beginning to become dangerous. They're beginning to feel like you can't control them anymore. That's the danger I'm talking about. Because after a while, when you don't face up to how you're really feeling in a certain situation, it's not like that's going to go away, right? It's just going to become more and more difficult to control those feelings and to not explode. Eventually you're going to have to let them out. So the swan is associated also with water energy, but the swan is a beautiful animal spirit that's really sort of associated with the artist, right? So this will be people who are storytellers, artists, writers, painters, musicians, anybody who is in some area of their life doing things that involve creative expression. And then to a high degree, because the swan indicates a time in our lives when we are seeking to refine our ability, right? We're seeking to refine our art, or we're seeking to sort of go a little bit higher in the aesthetics. So this could be a time in your life. You may have, some of you may have decided to go study somewhere with a particular renowned master at your craft, right? Something like that. Or you may have decided to now take time to put more energy into refining your craft or increasing your knowledge base. And anyway, in any case, swan energy is a real feeling of, since it is water, we're talking about our emotions. It's a real feeling of wanting to get to an even deeper level of being able to creatively express your emotions. It's very, very nice. And it's a high level artist sort of animal spirit. Now the elephant. The elephant is a beautiful, strong fire elemental animal spirit. It is associated with the Hindu god Ganesh. It is associated with bringing abundance and blessings, and it is absolutely the destroyer of obstacles. Elephants in the wild, they live in the jungle. And, to get to where they need to go to, they form troops. They march in troops, and they have to get through the jungle. So elephants are known for sort of really knocking down huge obstacles, trees, whatever they need to sort of find a path to their objective, whether it be a water source or food source, right, or a resting point, what have you. And so the elephant energy is very strong, and it is a feeling of... it can be a feeling of you being able to overcome obstacles, like to suddenly have this real strength welling up inside of you that's helping you get over obstacles. It can be a feeling of something divinely led in your life that right now, obstacles are just being sort of knocked out of your way, just by the events and occurrences of your life, right? So it doesn't feel so much like it's you doing it, but it's like divine intervention. Either way that it comes in, the energy of the elephant is unstoppable. And so that's why it is also associated with bringing in rewards and wisdom, because it always succeeds at overcoming its obstacles. It's never stopped, It is the destroyer of obstacles. And so the path is laid out for you, right? And so it almost always, it always results in also abundance coming in, blessings coming in, the manifestation of your goals coming in because you've managed to clear the path, a straight path to them, and there you are. So it's a very nice energy coming in. All right, guys, let's get right into your spread for the week, Sagittarius. We're just going to pull out 3 forecasts. Now, these forecasts are intended to be separate from each other, so just take it as it resonates for you. King of Wands, 4 of Cups, Page of Wands. All right, some of you coming in this week with a real vision for yourself, right? You have a real sort of vision for your future. And you're really looking ahead, right? The King of Wands is very ambitious. He generally has a very methodically laid out plan for what he wants to do, but he is also very ambitious. He's willing to take risks, but he has a very specific goal in mind, right? Something that he wishes to attain, that he feels really passionate about. And so he's the card for really taking that forward action and being very committed to it also. And certainly in terms of having it planned out and being committed in terms of your heart is in it, right? Your passion is in it. And you know what you're doing. King of Wands is also someone who has already known a certain level of success in achieving and manifesting his dreams. So this is not something new to you. You're a master at manifesting your dreams also. And so this is right now the energy that you're working with in your life. I think a general energy of it, and you're coming into it this week. And it's interesting because you're met with a 4 of Cups. And it's quite interesting because it's like either someone is coming into you, like this is the energy that you are met with this week. So it could be that you're trying to help someone and you're being very sort of obstinate about taking your advice, right? It could be that you're dealing with someone. Some of you may be dealing with a younger person, right? Who is sort of making it difficult for you to help them, to advise them. Because the King of Cups, it's interesting. I don't feel this is you, like, having someone offer you this cup, right? And you're just saying no to it. It could be, for some of you, someone may be coming into you and trying to offer you some advice, and you're feeling like, I don't want to take it. So it could be vice versa also. But in either case, there is this feeling of sort of someone overstepping bounds a little bit, or at least you not trusting them. If this is you and someone's coming into you and you're not feeling this cup, it's going to most likely be because right now you have a vision for your future. And this could be a cup of love from somebody coming into you where you're just like, look, I've been here before. It could be someone who's trying to come back into you again. Separation, forgiving, and learning. It could very well be that for some of you Sagittarius, you may have been separated from someone. This could be a feeling of they may be wanting to be forgiven, right? And you're not there for it, right? You're not accepting that cup. You're saying, look, no, it could be that you're on the other fence of it, that you're trying to offer a cup of love to someone and they're being very sort of like unyielding. In either case, there is a blockage here this week in coming together with someone or someone coming into you. And it's interesting that you round your week off with a Page of Wands, because the Page of Wands is really sort of overcoming a fear. Could be for some of you that this is indeed someone from your past who keeps coming back to you. And so this week, by saying no to them and by standing your ground and maintaining your stability, 4 is the number for stability. And a lot of times this is to maintain your stability in the face of a cup of love that is unstable anyway, and you know it. It's interesting because you then round off your week feeling very sort of more idealistic and free, right? It almost feels as though that some of you have faced up to a situation that before you may have gotten back involved with this person, and maybe they were very toxic or you knew it wasn't good for you. And so by standing up to them this week, you feel really sort of brave about it. You feel like you've turned a corner. And so this could very much be a case of forgiving and learning in a situation and healing in a situation with someone where this dynamic has really been unhealthy. Either way, right? Either you or them, giving each other the cup of love and at times not accepting it, or when you do accept it, it's not healthy, right? But nevertheless, this sort of reaction that you have this week definitely wounds up this week for you with a higher level of sort of self-esteem with that Page of Wands, right? You feel like a reaffirmation that you did the right thing. It's very good. And it could also be a case of shark energy, what I was saying before. Some of you may have been in a situation where you really haven't been able to express your feelings. Yes, you have a really strong commitment to your future and everything, but you may have been stuck in a relationship where you haven't been able to express your feelings the way you want to. And that shark energy has come in and it's time now, and it's like this time this person comes in and you really express your feelings and stand up to them in a way to say, look, I don't want this union. Because a lot of the times, the 4 of Cups is, this cup comes in and it's generally like, if it's someone new, oftentimes we refuse to take it because we're like, well, what comes with it? Like we're just not so keen to take anybody's cup when they haven't proven that they're up to a certain standard for you, right? Like increasing our standards are so important these days, right? 'Cause so many people just come with falsehoods. They come with promises that they don't keep and things like this. And so, we really do have to raise our level of discernment. And 4 of Cups is that feeling of saying, look, I need you to offer me more than just the same cup of love that I've been through before. You see the other 3 there. Yours looks exactly the same, and I'm just not sure I'm here for it. In any case, like I say, this is a really great move against fear for a lot of you. And it feels like a real sort of lesson that you've learned, a strong lesson in love. Knight of Swords, Page of Swords, and Judgment. So here we go again. It's interesting. Another page shows up. Some of you are coming into this week really actively sort of having to come up with some solutions, having to come up with the energy and the sort of the clarity to be able to break past some obstacles you have in attaining something, right? Knight of Swords is really all about attacking a situation where you've had a lot of sort of obstacles. You may have had a lot of doors shut in your face, or this could be at work. This could be just in general in your, your life. You may be trying to achieve certain things, move, or what have you, right? Or even this could be involved in business, right? But it's the mental portion of it, right? The Knight of Swords really talks about the mental side of it. And it could be for a little while you've been very confused about which way to move forward. Now the Knight of Swords comes in, so you're feeling really clear and you're feeling really sort of active about it now. You're able to formalize your thoughts a little bit more, perhaps. Certainly this energy is a feeling of wanting to sort of go out and attack the problem now, right? Whereas before you may have been standing a bit still trying to figure it out. You may not have had a lot of clarity. In any case, you know what to do now. And this could be like a real sort of like aha moment. And you're sort of going forward with it, right? This is really much a feeling of sort of proactively defending a position or a goal that you're trying to achieve. Certainly at work, this could, if this is at work, this could be certainly like having figured out a way to, get to a particular objective, whether it's a promotion or whether it's a project or whether it's a team or whatever the case may be, or whatever the nature of your job is, you figured out some kind of strategy. It's come very clearly to you about where you want to be and how to get there, and now you're ready to implement it. That's an example of Knight of Swords, active sort of energy. So you're ready to do that this week. You come in with a Page of Swords, and you come in with the Knight, but you're met with the Page of Swords. And the Page of Swords, again, like I said before, the pages are associated with overcoming fear. And so Page of Swords is like, it could be that some people, part of what you are met with is people trying to sort of make you doubt yourself, right? Because Page of Swords is all about fighting against self-doubt, fighting against negative sort of reinforcements, ideas where we say to ourselves, well, what am I doing? I'm nuts. I'm never going to I'm never going to be able to figure this out, or I'm never going to be able to achieve it. Or it could just be other people who come in and have that vibe or that energy, and you're always having to sort of, fight against that. But Page of Swords brings that energy, and it's strong, and you're able to fight against it, right? And you're increasing your positivity, your optimism, and really letting go of pessimistic ideas and negativity. So it's quite interesting that that's one of the things you come into. You round your week off with Judgment, which is a feeling of reconciliation, and forgiveness. It could be that this week you also sort of have some information that comes in that very much vindicates you, or just the actions that you're taking this week. You probably succeed at what you're trying to do, but you also have a real understanding that comes in, because by the end of the week, that feeling of judgment oftentimes is a release of judgment. It's a feeling of wanting to reconcile, being able to see a situation from a different point of view, and being able to see a situation perhaps that you have gone through, a situation in the past that you were maybe hypercritical of, and now kind of understanding different sides of it. It could be that for some of you, having gone through this struggle here to a certain degree, because it has been a bit of a battle, right? You start to understand other situations you've been in from a different point of view. This may be the first time you've had to battle like this for a particular objective, right? And now perhaps you understand some of the maybe discussions or events that you've had with other people in the past where they have been that way. Maybe you've been a little bit overcritical. In any case, this is a real forgiving and learning week as well. It's a week of understanding, and it's a week for some of you of certainly overcoming some obstacles, but doing it in a very different way or a different level, and you really learning a lot more than just that from the whole scenario. Empress energy, 6 of Pentacles, and the Magician. So the Empress, some of you are coming in this week resonating with Empress energy, right? And well, the Empress is all about nurturing and creativity, and really sort of feeding that energy, right? Ensuring that you're always keeping yourself nourished, that you're always sort of standing in your power, in control of your own sort of garden, as it were. Empress energy is real sort of, it's obviously the divine feminine energy, right? And so part of that is loving yourself, right? Loving those around you, of course. It's a very nurturing energy to those around you. But certainly here we talk about making sure to take care of yourself, mind, body, and soul. Your environment begins to mirror who you are, so you begin to sort of really lavish, yourself in a way. Pamper yourself, right? Do nice things for yourself. It's a really nice sort of healing time. It's beautiful. So you come into the week with this, you feel beautiful, and you're met with a 6 of Pentacles energy. And it's quite interesting. Some of you may find yourself doing some charitable work. You may find yourself in a situation where you are supporting someone else in some kind of way financially. I think this is for a Sagittarius who is kind of thrown into an interesting position this week of perhaps working in a humanitarian way or working in some kind of way where they are needed, right? Your beautiful sort of nurturing side, and also financially in a way as well, right? Clearly you have it. This is certainly a Sagittarius that is right now has quite a nice level of abundance coming in, right? Certainly at a nice financial level, so you can certainly afford this, right? And you're finding yourself that whatever the case this is, even if this is like a fundraising event, could be something like that as well. In any case, whatever this event is this week, it's interesting because you round your week off with Magician energy. And it feels like something you really love to do. It feels like, an example could be that if you suddenly went to a particular kind of fundraiser and you found yourself being like the center of all of the action. You found yourself suddenly doing very well, helping others with the fundraiser in some way, or you found yourself donating or volunteering, but it also turned out to be a very social event, something that you think you could do more often, something that you could be good at. So almost like that you would end up perhaps fundraising for an organization and you would be really good at it. This is what I mean to say, because you find yourself with this Magician energy, and it's a feeling of really having found a talent some way through this area. It's quite interesting. It's certainly going to be for someone out there who maybe has never done that before, or maybe you have not been at this level, right, or been working with this group of people. This could be something that has come out of your career, or just simply your financial status or your social status. Could have also just been an event that you happen to go to with a friend. But whatever the case may be, it's an opportunity where you suddenly have a real epiphany about yourself in terms of a talent that you have, a very creative talent as well. It's Swan energy almost in a way. It's almost like the awakening of something inside of you. It's really, really nice energy, Sagittarius, and it certainly feels like a blessing coming in. Could also even be elephant energy in the sense of a certain wisdom about yourself coming in and the blessings that follow afterwards. Very nice indeed. I'm going to leave it at that, Sagittarius. This is your January 19th to the 25th weekly reading. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please go ahead and like and subscribe, share, leave me a comment, or make sure to hit the bell if you enjoy my readings, because I usually upload every day, and that way you can know when the video is premiering. I'm also on Instagram for some of you, so if you link to your Instagram or you link me in your Instagram, I always notify on Instagram when I'm uploading a video too. All right, guys, for right now, I'm just going to say have a wonderful, wonderful week, and I'll see you next week for your weekly. Bye-bye, Sagittarius.